Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy alike. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now today we have been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to a new filming location for Episode 9 over in Jordan. In case you guys missed it in my last video, we went over the leaked photographs. Go ahead and check them out. Now today we will be going over new leaked details that involve not only the character of Rey, but also the new filming location for this movie that could very well point that we're going all the way over to Jakku once again. So, Star Wars Newsnet, great site, go ahead and check them out. It will be linked below in the description. Now, they were actually talking about a story from a user named Yana Magana, who was able to capture some photographs of the set of Star Wars Episode 9, which could very well be the planet of Jakku. Now, this is what Yana had to say. Now, this is supposedly over in Jordan. So it states, "So I was driving through Wadi Rum, Jordan. I live in Jordan, for some nice desert camping, and I happened to stumble across a big tent city with some props. Wadi Rum is a large desert nature preserve in southern Jordan. A brief overview of what we saw." Alright, so the first one he goes over is this. "Saw several rigs that were supposed to be some sort of land speeders. One looked a lot like Rey's orange creamsicle speeder," which is what we saw in The Force Awakens, by the way. "These whizzed by rather quickly and I was not able to get a good photo. Pretty sure we saw Daisy Ridley or perhaps another actress getting a guided tour on a camel with a heavy police escort. Drove past the film set you see in the photo album. There were all sorts of tents along of cutout alien figures, looked a lot like Nemodians, and pylon sort of things looked like from Jakku. There is a big tent city with trailers, large MSU-style tents, and shipping containers. I am guessing this is where they construct a lot of the props, etc. And lastly, while trying to leave Wadi Rum the next day, we're told to take a different path, as they will be filming with certain areas using pyrotechnics." So, very interesting stuff, guys, I gotta say. Lastly, he does say this: "I won't share the exact location. Wadi Rum is a big place, but it will be interesting to see Wadi Rum in the finished product. Wadi Rum is used to film a lot of movies, including Lawrence of Arabia, The Martian," good movie by the way, and Rogue One. A lot of the establishing shots of Jeddah were filmed there." So, interesting stuff, guys. I want to go over the beginning here and why it points to Jakku. Now, this user believes he saw Daisy Ridley on set, which I believe is probably accurate. It could very well be her stunt double. I forgot her name. But the fact that he mentioned that he saw these orange creamsicle land speeders whipping by tells us that one of those could very well be Rey's that we saw in The Force Awakens on the planet Jakku. Now, the fact that they are using pyrotechnics tells us that this is either a battle sequence where maybe the First Order invades Jakku once again, or whatever planet that this really is. Or it could also mean that something just randomly explodes or some kind of mission is taking place. I'm not quite sure what's really happening here, but it seems like we are going to Jakku, all the more so with the mention of Daisy Ridley being here and the mention of the orange speeder whizzing by past the set of Episode 9. So, this is what's really interesting to me, because we're not quite sure exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to wrap up this entire sequel trilogy. Now, we do know that he is implementing a lot of prequel trilogy content, and Nemodians, alright, the alien cutouts, if you look up close, they really do resemble the guys from The Phantom Menace. I don't know if you guys remember, but in The Phantom Menace, the Nemodians, in this set, alright, of Episode 9, you can see the resemblance. So this could very well be just the start of J.J. Abrams putting in that prequel trilogy continuity, starting off The Phantom Menace. Very interesting stuff for sure, I gotta say, guys. I don't know how you would feel about Jakku returning in Episode 9. This is a huge subject for sure. A lot of people are really on the fence about saying that they want Jakku back, or that they don't want Jakku back. It all depends on what they do with the overall story. Now, I think that this is more than Rey just searching more facts of her past. I think it's more around the lines of maybe going back to Jakku and seeking out maybe somebody where things start to shake up a bit and you do get a battle sequence and things are just so much different in comparison to what you see in Return of the Jedi Tatooine sequence. Now again, they could very well create parallels to Tatooine, where yes, our main hero goes back to his home planet, does what he or she has to do, and then there's some kind of little mini battle there, kind of like the sail barge sequence. There was an explosion there as well using pyrotechnics, ironically. The same thing is happening here in Episode 9 with pyrotechnics. So this could be a sequence in which maybe Rey and crew go over to Jakku, and Rey is actually searching for something on her own, and then maybe our other heroes get into some kind of trouble. We'll have to wait and see. But these leaked details, guys, I gotta say, very interesting stuff for sure. We are moving rather smoothly throughout the principal photography process. A couple of reshoots here and there for the first act, not too bad. Now, apparently this Jordan sequence, apart from all of this that we heard today, apparently this is all based in the end of the second act of this movie. So it could very well be a reverse of what we got in Return of the Jedi, where in that film, it was in the very beginning that our main hero, Luke, goes back to his home planet. This time, it could be taking place in the very middle or the end of the middle of Episode 9. So that could tell us right then and there that it's an important part of the overall plot if they're waiting to the end of the middle of this movie to have Rey go back to whatever planet that this is, if it does indeed end up being Jakku. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.